Um, Good everyone. My name is Balogun Adeleye. I'm the founder of BuildTracker app. To begin with, BuildTracker is a project management software that allows your team to stay organized and allows you to track progress in real time. To begin with, you need to log in into the system. So if you don't have an account, you sign up. You begin the process by signing up. So you enter the necessary details you need to enter, like your full name, email, and password. But if you don't want to choose that, you can choose to log in with either Google or Apple. But because I already have an account, I'm going to log in with my normal credentials I have. So I have my credentials entered here, so I can just click on login. um, so you can see I'm logged in into the system. So the way BuildTracker is a multi-tenant project management software that allows you to toggle between different workspaces. So let's say for instance you have different organizations or you have different projects that you're managing. You can create a workspace for them. So you can see that here I have 3 workspaces created. So workspaces are more like isolated environment that their resources do not collide. So I can click on paste tag. When I click on paste tag, you see that the entire view actually changes. So I can click on SCF. You can see that the entire view actually changes. So I can also choose to click another workspace. But because I have 3 workspaces, I'm not going to do that in this demo. So the next thing is for me to create tags. So another feature that BuildTracker has is the ability for you to create and assign tags to people. So let me use this workspace, scroll for the lab workspace. So you can see that I have various views. So I have the Kanban view. This one is more like a drag and drop view. So it's more like a drag and drop view. I have the list view. So if you're not comfortable looking at things from there, you can actually use this view to track to see the amount of tags that you have. So you also have the board view. The board view is just a normal view. So we have the board view, we have the timeline view. So to start with, I'm going to be creating a task and assigning it to someone. So I click on create a task. So for me creating a task, I already have some tasks that I've written down in my notes. So in my notes, let me just move to my notes. Okay, the title of the task is design a landing page. So yeah, design a landing page. Then I give it a task description. So the task description is a rich text, so you can at least choose to add things that you want to add. But let me just correct this. Okay, let me just correct this so I can assign it to someone. So I'm assigning this particular task to my COO. So I can give it a priority. Is it medium? Is it low? Is it high? So let me just give it a normal medium. So let me give it a due date. Okay, I want this thing to be due tomorrow. So let me choose one. So I'm fine with that. So I also want to add an attachment to it. So I've added the attachment. I can also view the attachment by just clicking on it. So let's create the task. So you can see that I've created the tag successfully. So what will happen is that this particular person that I assigned this tag to is going to receive an email. So because this particular task has an attachment, that's why you see this attachment icon here. Because it does not have any comment at the moment, that's why you see this common comment here. So I can click on this particular task here and I can choose to view what I'm told to do. So I can also preview the content. I can download the content. So I can also add a comment. So let's say for instance I add a comment here, test, and I send it. So what this automatically does is that it shows me that I have a content. So if I go back to my tax view, and I look at the Kanban and I refresh, okay, so I already have a comment on this one. So you can choose to add a comment. Another thing I can also add is a blocker. So because companies, let's say for instance you're given a task to work on, they call something blockers. Let's say something that is stopping you from working on that particular task. But I'll come back to that in a moment. So I can just say, okay, this particular task, I have something stopping me from it. Okay, let's say the design is not yet ready. So let's click on save. So you can see I have this one here. So let's go back to our task. Let's go back to our task. So we are going to come back to this one in a bit. So we have another feature that we also have is teams, whereby you can add like team members. So currently on the system, I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have this amount of team members. We have them here. So we also have a feature we call it wiki. Wikis are more like normal drive that we do have. So I can add a new document, I can add a new file. So let's say for instance I want to add a new file, I can just click on a particular file here. So let's say I want to upload this one, then click on it, then I'm going to upload it. So you can see I have a new file here, so I can choose to download it or either rename it. So let me just let me download it to be able to view the resources. So you can see I have it downloaded here, so I can just read the content of the file here. So that is it. So we can also structure things into folders, whereby I can create new folders. So let's say for instance I want to create a new folder. The name of this folder is going to be test for this tutorial. So I've created a new folder. The folder appears here. So I can click into this folder, then inside this folder I can create I can create another folder, or I can add a document to it. So for this tutorial I'm going to be adding like a document. So let me use this particular image here. So for this you can use it to structure your documents. So that is it for that one. So another feature that we have is what the quick links. So because I know that a lot of organizations they used to have multiple links, so they kind of have like issues like sorting all those links. So what this one allows you to do is that you just click on add a custom link. So you choose on, let's say for instance you have like a Google Drive that you use, whereby you need to go to your browser every time to check the Google Drive. I can just come here, choose an icon for it. Okay, this one is a Google Drive icon. If it's a custom icon, like custom link, or let's say the link is not in the scope, I can just choose a custom link. So for this one I'm going to be choosing Google Drive. So I can enter the service name, the name of the URL. This is the main thing, the category and description. But because I have other links here, I'm not going to open that. So when I click on this one, I can click on this one here. So this particular link is the link to our WhatsApp community for this particular project. So I can just click on open link. So it directs me to WhatsApp and it opens the app for me. It opens the community on WhatsApp for me. So you can see I am on the community on WhatsApp. So that is it for that. So you can add your links. Let's say for instance you have a Figma file that you are tracking, or a GitHub repository. You can add all those things to this particular place. So that's it for that. So one of the features that we also have is what the module feature. So the way BuildTracker is that our aim is to make pre-alignment simple. We don't want to overbulk everyone with the system. So what we just need is that we have some modules. So although many modules are still coming in, so you can choose to on and off those modules. So let's say for instance I have this my task. This one is more like a to-do list that allows you to manage your own personal task. I can just click on toggle this one. It's going to remove it from this particular place. So we have that one. Let's keep it on. So we now have reports. So what this report basically does is that it allows us to be able to monitor the things that are happening in the project. So so here you can see we have reports. Okay, we can see that we have 13 tasks, 12 out of those tasks is completed, 0 is due. We have team members, 16 members. You can see that there was a time I added a blocker. So that blocker was that you need to design a landing page. So instead of let's say for instance you're a project manager, you are the one supervising this project, you can just come to this report page and track it that there is something actually missing here. This is what is stopping this project from moving on. So you can see I have this one. You can see the top 5 completion rates. You can use this one to track KPIs, most productive team member. You can see those ones here. So I can also download the reports for each of all those people that I have on this thing. So we also have the activity log. This one is for audits or checking how things are done. Okay, like now when I created a wiki, you can see this particular user created a wiki. So we now have notifications, because one of the issues that we got from one of our potential customers was that some of the time they used to have multiple workspaces and they don't want to be entering into different workspaces to get notifications. So that's why we introduced something called a consolidated notification, whereby you can have all the notifications for all your workspaces in one place. So you can see here I have notification for all my workspaces in one place here. So I can also have like consolidated notification, like notifications for this particular works. We can see skill fold lab, but for this one is for everything, all the things I have here. So that is that for that. So I can mark everything as all red. So everything is red now, you can see. So another thing we now have is the normal my tasks. So this is more like a to-do list that allows you to manage your tasks, your personal tasks. So I can click on this new tasks, click on this new task. Okay, let me give this one a task of test. Let me give it a deadline, but deadline is actually optional. So let's say tomorrow, I'm doing this one tomorrow by 2. Then I click here, then I had the task. So you can see that I have it here. I can also choose to edit the task and delete the task. So I can also clear all the tasks, but currently now I really don't have much, so I can just choose to clear all the tasks. So that is it for that. So for the software, we have is currently paid. So let's move to our plans. So it's currently paid plans. Oh, okay. I guess it's pricing. So let's move to our pricing page. So you can see that we have like a very fair amount for it for now. So you can see, okay, it's 5,000 naira per month for a team of 10, and if you have a team above that, you pay 15,000 naira per month. That's if you are paying yearly. You also have the monthly plan, which is 6,000 naira per month and 18,000 naira per month. So that's everything. But although we are still building the software, it's not yet perfect until we keep refining it. So thank you very much. Thank you for staying up to the end. See you in the next demo. Peace out.